Today, we have a monster of an update spanning three of the biggest clubs in the world: Liverpool, Manchester United, and Barcelona. We will jump from the crisis unfolding at Anfield with onslaught to the seismic shift in Manchester United's contract policy that is shaking up the futures of their biggest stars, before ending with the incredible situation around Robert Lewandowski and Eric Garcia at Camp Nou. Let's not waste a second and jump right into the breaking news, because the next few weeks are absolutely crucial. Let me start today with Barcelona, a club that always keeps us on our toes and provides endless transfer drama. They secured a really important victory upon their return to Camp Nou, a strong performance against Athletic Club Bilbao, which was a vital 3 points for the team's morale and standing. A special moment was Robert Lewandowski scoring the first goal in the new Spotify Cup era, and it's his future that we need to clarify immediately, because the speculation has been relentless. First, let's address the noise. All the rumours you have seen circulating about Italian, Turkish, or even Saudi clubs making a push for Lewandowski in the January transfer window. You can 100% forget about that. My sources are guaranteeing that a January exit is impossible, a 0% chance of him leaving Barcelona in the winter. He is fully focused, fully committed, and remains a core component of the team's attack for the immediate future. Second, I have to clarify the whispers about the striker considering retirement at the end of the current season. This information, too, is not correct. Those close to Robert Lewandowski have guaranteed to me that the player is not considering hanging up his boots. He still possesses a fierce desire to play top-level football, and this burning ambition is fueling his decisions at this stage of his illustrious career. However, the third and most significant point remains his future in the summer. My understanding is that the concrete possibility of seeing Lewandowski leaving Barcelona as a free agent in the summer transfer window is absolutely real. The economic situation at the club means they must always consider all options for salary expenditure, and an exit, while painful from a footballing perspective, could be seen as a necessary move. But, and this is a big but, at this precise moment, I am not aware of any official, final decision having been communicated by either the player or the club. Lewandowski and Barcelona have not yet sat down to discuss and formalise a parting of ways, so we have to keep the door wide open for any solution, including him staying. He has not advanced anything with Fenerbahce or with any Italian or Turkish clubs, despite the reports you may have seen plastered everywhere in the last few days. He has decided nothing at this stage. He is solely focused on performing for Barcelona and then moving on to his national team commitments for the World Cup qualification. Lewandowski is simply not thinking about his next club right now. He will not decide in November. He will not decide in December. And he will certainly not decide in January. Forget about it completely. The earliest we can expect a concrete movement on this story is likely late spring or early summer. On the Barcelona front, I also wanted to add crucial context regarding Eric Garcia, who is performing in a truly fantastic way, showcasing the talent everyone knew he possessed. Yes, there are some reports mentioning interest from Paris Saint-Germain, which is normal for a player of his quality. But I've been telling you for weeks now to keep your eye glued to the new contract discussions for Eric Garcia. I first shared this information back in September and then again in October, and I can confirm that the conversations are still ongoing and are well underway behind the scenes between Barcelona and the players' representatives' votes. We must not forget the stunning twist of fate for Eric Garcia less than a year ago. Koeman had almost agreed to a permanent transfer deal for him in the January transfer window. It was practically done, 90% sealed, with a flight booked for Eric Garcia to travel to Italy and undergo his medical at Como. But Flick stopped the process. The manager wanted Eric to stay, and that decision completely changed the story and the trajectory of his career at the club. Now, Barcelona are actively advancing in talks to extend his contract, a clear sign of faith and a crucial negotiation ongoing for the club's future defensive spine. Now, we move across to England, and specifically to Manchester United, because I'm receiving countless questions from United fans about the future of Casemiro. What is the actual situation with the Brazilian midfield legend? My understanding is that Casemiro's situation is really similar in terms of strategy to that of Harry Maguire. Both Casemiro and Maguire have contracts running until the summer of 2026, and while they are two important players for Manchester United, the club is enacting a new strategy regarding their salary structure, and this is what will dictate the future. To say. We must first pause and give massive congratulations to Casemiro, because he has been able to completely change his situation at Manchester United. If you cast your mind back a year or so, the general feeling around the club was that a solution needed to be found, that they had to part ways, partly because the salary was considered too high relative to his performances, and he wasn't a crucial player. But Casemiro is an absolute legend of the game. He is a man who made history at Real Madrid, who made history with the Brazilian national team. He is a fantastic midfielder, and he has successfully changed that narrative, evolving into a consistent starter, a crucial presence on and off the pitch, and an absolute leader. We are seeing a wonderful version of Casemiro right now. The desire from the club, naturally, is to continue with him, but on different conditions. The staggering salary he currently earns is a salary that Manchester United's new hierarchy is not willing to pay in the future. This isn't a slight against Casemiro or Maguire. It's about a structural change the club wants to implement to manage the wage bill long term. So for Casemiro, the only realistic path to staying beyond 2026 would be to agree to a different contract. One with a revised and reduced salary structure. Without that common ground on the financial side, he could potentially be a free agent next summer to go wherever he wants. We know, and he knows, he has always had a huge amount of interest, especially from Saudi Arabia, and after his excellent recent performances, he will undoubtedly have many top clubs lining up for his signature. The club and the player must find a common ground on this salary point. Otherwise, Casemiro could be leaving Manchester United in summer 2026. For now, though, he remains fully focused on this season, which is crucial for United's turnaround. Finally, we have to talk about Liverpool, where the beginning of the season has been poor, to put it mildly. It's been a terrible start. A brutal first 3 months for the club, sitting 11th in the Premier League table and having already lost 6 games. They are in a really poor moment, and the performance against Nottingham Forest was particularly worrying. Let me answer the most pressing question. What happens with Arne? As of today, I do not have any information suggesting that the Liverpool owners have decided to take an immediate decision to fire him. I mean now, today or tomorrow. Liverpool are not actively thinking about changing the manager at this very moment. However, and this is key, the ownership group and the club hierarchy absolutely want to see different kinds of results and different kinds of performances. They expect much more from Arne and this team. Liverpool for sure want to see something dramatic shift from the manager, but also from the players, who must take their share of the responsibility as well. Slot himself knows the situation is dangerous and complicated, but at the same time, he can feel the backing and the support from the club structure. Liverpool are not in talks with any other manager and are not currently considering the possibility of sacking the coach. But of course, results have to change immediately, particularly in the Premier League, where they are in a truly complicated position. I maintain my information on Semenyo from Bournemouth. Liverpool absolutely have his name on their short list, and they are seriously considering Semenyo for the January transfer window. They are well informed on the disclosed clause, which stands at around euros 60 million plus a potential euros 5 million in add-ons. Whoa. Semenyo remains a serious topic for Liverpool. He is a player they are tracking closely and following. The decision for Liverpool now comes down to an internal choice on what they want to do in January. After spending big money in the summer, they need to decide from a technical and financial point of view if they want to pull the trigger on a major signing like this mid-season. This decision will be made in the coming weeks, but Liverpool are serious contenders. However, they are far from the only club. I told you last summer that Semenyo was on the list of Manchester United and Tottenham. Crucially, Manchester City are also following the player, so keep a very close eye on Pep Guardiola's side as well. Semenyo is seen as an opportunity in the market, a player who is performing fantastically for Bournemouth. And while the money is a big amount, it is absolutely worth it if Semenyo maintains the Premier League form we have witnessed these last few months. The Euro's 60 million clause is valid in January, which means for Liverpool, it could be the perfect opportunity to strengthen their attack urgently.